Hello everyone, and today we are going to be looking at Turtle again. We're going to be looking at some of the more design aspects of Turtle, like coloring, text, filling, different types of stuff. So basically this video and the previous video is just a whole bunch of commands, but the next video will be more like applications, like making shapes and stuff like that. Okay, so let's get started. The first thing is we have a turtle, a normal one, and then we have a score turtle as well. So a score turtle would usually keep track of the score, and it's that turtle that's going to be writing the text. But for now, let me show you some cool stuff, okay? So if you do t dot show turtle, or st, or hi turtle, these basically control the visibility of the turtle. Have you ever felt that it was annoying that like when your turtle was drawing, you had that arrow that looked like it was drawing and you don't want that really? Well, let's take a look. Now if we run Turtle Basics 2, and remember we have to save. Oh, that's a score turtle. So I can comment that up so we can see it. As you can see, the turtle is now invisible. So I'm going to keep it this way, but we can still show the score turtle if we want. The next thing that we want to do is we want to change the turtle's pen color. So this is basically allows us to draw in a different way. So let's go ahead and let's do that. And it's very simple. All you have to do is pen color. And then you can write a string right here. Red, green, blue. Or you can write 3 different values like this. Right? And as you can see, it's telling you the different things you can do. You can write a color, or you can write 3 different numbers which represent the RGB values. If you know how to work with RGB values, go ahead. And if you know how to work with hex values, you just have to put the hex value in the quotes right here. But right now, I'm just going to use red for the sake of simple colors. And then to show that this works, let's demonstrate it. Let's do dot forward like 100. And let's run this. Oh, forgot to save again. As you can see, it has made a red line, which is pretty cool. And the line can be any color you want. You just have to mess with the RGB values, search it up online. Okay, the next thing I want to show you is the fill color. So it's very simple, changing the fill color. All you have to do is do fill color and same thing. Let's make it blue. Okay, now what is fill? So let's go over that. Okay, so we have to first toggle the state of the turtle as are we filling when we're moving or not. Okay, so right now let's start that begin fill. So this basically means when the turtle is moving, from where the turtle started moving, we're going to keep that in our list of filled coordinates, right? And the turtle will keep on moving and moving and moving, and then we want to basically make a shape that has a certain like edges, like it's covered all around. If you make like a shape that's not completely closed, then the entire screen will actually fill, and that's not what we want. So we are actually I'm going to teach you this method now, even though this was actually supposed to be taught in the next video where we teach you different shapes. But there's a handy dandy inbuilt circle method that draws a circle at the turtle's position, and you can specify its radius. If you don't know what that is, don't worry about it, just play around with the numbers. And I'm going to make the radius 25. And finally, we need to end the fill for the blue to actually pop up. And remember, our fill color is blue. So let's go ahead and run this. Oh, I forgot to save again. Teehee. As you can see, we have filled this nice looking circle with a blue color. Okay, as you can see, it's not like the best. This is like more like markers and stuff. You might be wondering, how do we make like a full-on game with this? This is just an introduction to basic UI concepts. You will be using Pygame later on. We'll be having curriculum for that, so don't worry. Okay. Now, let's teach you guys how to write the screen. Okay, so to do that, I want to actually use now the score turtle that I've commented out. And let's go ahead and let's also hide the score turtle as well. In fact, I like to hide all the turtles, but it's your choice. Now, to write to the text, first, if you want text to be a certain color, you have to just do dot color, t dot color. This basically makes the text color what you want it to. And it has the same thing. You can enter the RGB value and stuff like that. I'm just going to enter green. You know, just different colors for different things. And then to write, all I have to do, or sorry, score t dot write, because we're using the score turtle now. And here we just have to write score t dot write, and there are a few parameters. Okay, the first one is mandatory, and that is the text you want to write. This is a test. Not a test, a test. The second parameter that you can have is move. Don't worry about that. But the third parameter, align, and you have to do it specifically like this. You have to use the equal sign, and that's something called default parameters, which I may or may not have taught you. If you want to know more about that, you can ask me. But basically, we're setting the align. They're optional parameters. That's basically what it is. We don't need it. So we can make align left, right? So that the text will be placed to the left of the score turtle instead of, you know, the center. I think it's automatically align right. I'm pretty sure. So center or left, if you want to do one of those, then you can change the align. And the last thing I feel like is the most important, that is font. And with the font, you actually have to give it a tuple. So you have to use parentheses, and then you have to state the first thing is the font that you want. We can also make this Times New Roman. I'm just going to make it Arial. The second thing is a number representing the font size. I'm going to make it pretty big, 32 font size. The default, I think, is 8. And the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just say this is normal. So there's an Arial bold, an Arial light. I'm just going to make it normal, okay? And now we should save this and run it, and it should work. Okay. So we're using align right instead of left. That's what we have to do. And we basically run this code, and as you can see, it works. I think it's probably because of the way the turtle is positioned. So it's opposite. Align right basically means that I'm going to move the turtle to the right, and therefore the text is going to be to the right, to the left instead. Okay. And then the last thing that I want to teach you is the clear method. This basically clears the entire screen. So if you run this, oh, I forgot to save again. It clears the entire screen, but you can see that the score turtle is still remaining because we clear everything that the turtle has written, and we also reset it to its initial state. So this is how we can clear a certain turtle's contributions. Now you can also clear the entire screen. You have to use the full-on turtle method, the window method, but that's something I'll teach you later on. So these are all commands you can use, and using this knowledge, in the next video we'll be making a whole bunch of shapes like stars, pentagons, triangles, etc., right? And it'll take a little bit of geometry, but you know, it's fine. There is a lot of math involved in making games, of course.